Hey guys, what's going on? Mouse here, and welcome to our first Guild Boss video after the patch. So this is the final score that I registered for this week. I mostly focused on checking possible combinations, and I think for now I'm gonna stick with this. So for my team 1, combination of wind and water. Team 2 is purely fire. I'll probably make another video specifically for the fire, and then for this video let's focus more on the wind team plus the water team and Seorin. So 16 billion total score, Mirei with 5.5 billion, Goto Ryuji 2.5, and Seo 2.5, and then Seorin with 1.9, and then Hansemi plus Ana Ruiz. And here's the team comp that I used. For team A, the wind team. For team B, Ana Ruiz, Seorin, and Seo. So I had to make an endgame build Seo just to be able to check this, and I'm not sure if it's even worth it because Alicia was not working well without Mail-in Fisher, and I had to add Ana Ruiz here for defense down. So for team A, it's still pretty much the same. You have Hansemi with Guardian plus Sylph, Grid plus Obsidian on Goto Ryuji, and then Cursed plus Expert on Mirei. For team number 2, these are the artifacts. So we have a grid set, and we are also using a half-assed chaotic desire set. That's why Seorin's damage is low, and I think she should not be the one using her, but I'm gonna explain to you guys why I used this on Seorin this time around. But I think it should be the other way around. So can use this and Seorin can be the DPS. So here's the stats of Seorin. They're quite low, 63k HP only, even with level 100 artifacts. And then crit rate, crit damage good, but damage increase very low. And then we have water damage 13.82%, skill levels 10 here, and then here are the cores. So a couple of important things about Seorin. So I already uploaded the video about Seorin's bug, wherein the effect of chaotic desire as well as the destructive instinct. This damage bonus only works on the first hit of the missile. So why did I use the chaotic desire on Seorin right now instead of Seo? And why did I even use Seo here? So firstly, I tested Alicia, and it doesn't seem to perform well without Mail-in Fisher. And I wanted to add Ana Ruiz here to provide more damage output with her def down. And also there is a major problem with Seorin. Her MP cost is too fucking high. 396, 528 every 10 seconds. And so even with her passive at A3 that gives 1.5% MP every 5 seconds, never enough. And that's why I was not able to try the DPS Seorin, because she could not use the Obsidian sets. So that's the reason. And I'm just waiting for better artifacts, destructive instinct artifacts. And also I'm waiting for the devs to actually fix her, because I think that Seorin's damage is probably most likely higher than Seo if we switch her to DPS. And look at this, I had to make a specialized core, purple core, just to solve that MP problem, and I had to add a bit more MP consumption reduction to maintain her MP, because she's literally losing a lot of MP. Look at this, MP consumption reduction 3691. And the reason why I picked Seo here is because her A3 provides maximum HP 20%, right? And Seo is an HP based unit, and that's why she will benefit from that. And Seo also doesn't have much water elemental stuff, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she doesn't have that. Apparently, she became a unit that will have better synergy with Seorin than Alicia. So my Seo stats here is 74k HP. Crit rate is 9k. I think it's not enough. Probably I would want 10k or 11k, but I don't have artifacts anymore. Crit damage 193%, damage increase 36%, water damage there. And she's using 2-piece toughness, 2-piece curse, and 4-piece obsidian. And the reason is that this team doesn't have crit buffer and doesn't have crit debuffer. Even though Seo's skill, which is, where's that again? A5, crit rate and skill damage of heavy attack, etc. This will only work on heavy attack. And even with that 32% crit rate, it's still not gonna be enough for GB. But so apparently is also having problems with MP, and if you're using a 4-piece obsidian set, then there will be times that she will reach that 40% threshold. And so I had to make core for her as well. But the MP consumption is not as bad because So has a passive that increases her MP whenever she applies Water Dragon training. And my MP consumption reduction here is 2.8k, and it's already enough. So basically, the plan here is for Seorin, I'm gonna try to build her as DPS with the 4-piece Destructive Instinct and probably 4-piece Cursed here over on the left side. And so maybe there is a possibility for her to use the 8-piece Chaotic Desire, or maybe I can try using the Chaotic Infamy on her as well, being that she's also spamming basic skills. So this might work, although So also has some skill damage increase already. So that is something that I have not checked yet, and I will check them in the future and once we get proper artifact sets. So overall, with Team B, we were able to unlock a pretty decent synergy because we wanted to use Ana Ruiz. And if you're using 3 water units, it will increase the water damage by up to 30%. Then Seorin also has that water damage debuff, and she also has that HP percent. So everything works well together, in my opinion. So I think this is looking pretty good. I am curious how much Seorin will be able to do once we get the proper artifact. I believe it's gonna be pretty high once the bug is fixed and once we get those final gears. So now for Team A, it's pretty straightforward, although I do have some tips here as well because Goto Ryuji has been fixed, right? So now I also had to make a Teeth of the Watcher purple core on him if we're gonna use obsidian sets. Here's the stats. Almost 70k HP, crit rate is okay, crit damage, MP consumption reduction 2k, enough. So for Mirei, here's my stats: 2.9k MP, 43k attack actually, crit damage 192, really good damage increase percent here, wind damage, and then skill levels. So for Mirei, the challenge is still gonna be the same, and we're still not sure if the Infamy set will even work great on her. But my MP consumption reduction now is 4.5k. I don't think it's enough. There are still times wherein she's losing the Kuroha's Darkness, but currently we really don't have much choice because I already tried this at 5k, 6k, 7k MP consumption reduction. She is really gonna lose that MP. So my approach now is just to increase her stats, and it's okay for me to lose the Kuroha's Darkness sometimes during the run. So if it's like a few seconds, that's okay already because this is 30% skill damage. And if you've watched my video on Infamy set, you would know that the skill damage, multiplier skill damage increase, especially in the Wind team, already has a diminishing return. So losing that is not okay, of course, but it's not so bad. So now for Song Jinwoo, here's the weapon of choice. But I did try Moon Shadow and I did try Grim as well. So my experience, the Grim is looking good, looking really good. I think it's almost the dagger, but the Moon Shadow is already kind of weird because we don't have a skill that will work well with it because we don't have the magnifying slashes anymore. Although you can still use the old setup, of course, although it's not going to be as high. But for this run, I did use the Demon King's dagger. This has a built-in crit rate, so that's okay. And then Mirei has a built-in crit rate. And then Seorin has a really good crit rate as well on her missiles. And then the Stormbringer does not crit, so that's okay. So for the skills, I actually used Vacuum Wave and then the Dagger Rush Breach. Breach will debuff the target with critical damage received up to 14%. So the damage of Breach is not as high as like Wind Shroud, of course, but it's still pretty good because you have a 50% damage increase bonus here, and then you will have a debuff, you will have another break, and it's okay to use it because it's also something that will work well with Stormbringer. You cast the Stormbringer, you cast the Vacuum Wave, and then Breach follow up into the Thunderstorm. But the crucial thing here actually one of the biggest damage dealers is gonna be the Thunderstorm. So for the Blessing Stones, it's still the standard Blessing Stones that we're using. And then here are the cores for Seo Jinwoo. So let me just show you Seo Jinwoo's stats overall. So 44k, crit, 8.7k, critical damage, damage increase, wind damage there. So that's pretty much it for this setup. And now let's check the run. So whenever you're doing GB now, just think of it as playing POD. So Shadow Step there, first cast Stormbringer, then follow it up with the 2 debuff skills to activate the Storm Strike and cast that debuff, of course. And then you can use the DKD, then into the Thunderstorm. You can actually use one DKD into Thunderstorm and then the next DKD. And then first wave appears. You can actually wipe this out with one ultimate. Well, depending on the stats, of course, but in my case, I usually just do this. MP check, as you can see, after 40 seconds, they're still in pretty good shape. Look at that. The timing will be perfect. So you get Shadow Step. Here you go. And then the break skill, instant break. Because we have 4 breakers, plus we have 2 break skill on Jinwoo. There's no chance for that break gauge to be delayed. And then, very important, you have to time your Thunderstorm during the break state. Okay, and the reason is, let me just go back here, just in case you're not familiar with it yet. Thunderstorm, when the user hits an enemy that's in the break state, it increases the damage of this Thunderstorm by 180%. And also, you have to time your skills as well during the break state because Goto Ryuji has a Tyrant's Path, increased damage dealt to targets in the break state by 12%. It applies to all allies when entering the stage. Okay, so for the next mob space, I haven't really optimized this yet, but usually what I do is to just use the DKD like that because we already positioned most of the hunters over on the right side, right? So Jinwoo can pretty much clear this. Just cast DKD and then the ultimate to wipe them out. Did they get wiped? Yeah. So when you're using a team that does not have ESO, it's okay to delay the break state. But that's why I still use the Shadow Step there. Doesn't matter. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same timing still. Use the Stormbringer, use the Vacuum Wave, use the Breach to break. And then I think we will still have... fuck. I messed up the proc of the Thunderstorm there. That's a big DPS loss. MP check, Mirei, already below 66%. Seo is still healthy. And look at Seorin. This has very, very high MP consumption reduction with that purple core. And still, look at that. Oh boy. I'm not sure what they're thinking. Maybe this will give us a clue that probably the next water support will probably provide MP, maybe. Or maybe even the Valkyrie Cha. I don't know. But this is not normal. This is actually very bad. The 500 plus MP consumption, 1 skill, 10 seconds cooldown. Maybe they're gatekeeping Obsidian set. So as you can see there, that's why I was not able to use Seorin as DPS for now. But I think she will perform better. Really believe that she will perform better than Seo if we can finally transition her to DPS and if the bug will be fixed. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much again for watching. I'm gonna record another video on this and I'm gonna upload this as well. Please do like this video and leave a comment if you can. Thanks so much again for watching and see you on the next one.